30 war movies offer insights into battle from World War I to Vietnam. Brace yourself for these realistic films. Rescue Dawn follows Dieter Dingler, a German-American pilot imprisoned in Laos, vividly portraying the toll of his ordeal. Das Boot, a 1981 German film, is praised for its realistic portrayal of submarine warfare during World War II. The film features a life-sized replica of a Type 7 U-boat, accurate costumes, and technical jargon, all contributing to the tense and claustrophobic atmosphere. 84 CMO Pick is a raw and realistic war film that offers a first-person view of a long-range reconnaissance patrol team in the Vietnam War. It emphasizes the soldiers' daily struggles in navigating perilous terrain and enemy territory, rather than grand battles or dramatic plots. The handheld camera enhances immediacy and intimacy, but confines the narrative to the team's immediate experiences. The documentary Restrepo shows the realities of modern warfare in Afghanistan through a year-long immersion with the 2nd Platoon, Battle Company, 173rd Airborne Brigade. Journalists Junger and Hetherington capture soldiers' experiences with a fly-on-the-wall approach, showcasing intense firefights, harrowing patrols, and moments of downtime. Sergeant York is a classic American film that accurately portrays Alvin York's heroic actions during World War I. It showcases his exceptional marksmanship and strategic abilities, but takes some liberties with his pre-war life. The film has an uplifting narrative, but may overlook the harsh realities and politics of the war. Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World is a historically accurate maritime adventure set during the Napoleonic Wars. It follows Captain Jack Aubrey, played by Russell Crowe, as he commands the HMS Surprise in pursuit of the French warship, the Acheron. The film faithfully recreates the 19th-century Royal Navy, with tense and realistic battles depicting the harsh realities of warfare. Apocalypse Now, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, is more than a Vietnam War film. It delves into the human psyche amidst the pressures of war, showcasing its chaotic and destructive nature. Though not a traditional historical account, it resonates with its portrayal of the psychological impact on soldiers, revealing their paranoia, moral ambiguity, and existential crises. The Great Escape mixes reality and Hollywood flair to retell the true story of 200 POWs who escaped a German camp in 1944. It accurately depicts the creation of 3 tunnels and the prisoners' resourcefulness, but also adds dramatic elements. Despite its uplifting tone, the film doesn't shy away from the fact that most escapees were caught and killed. Act of Valor blends real military procedures, tactics, and hardware with a dramatized storyline, thanks to unprecedented access to the Navy's Special Forces unit. The action sequences are performed by real SEALs, adding authenticity to the characters and showcasing the tight-knit brotherhood within these elite units. The Longest Day is a war film that offers a comprehensive perspective of the D-Day invasion, featuring multiple locations and characters. It accurately portrays the paratrooper drop, beach assault, and French resistance involvement, with input from veterans, historians, and Cornelius Ryan's book. Black Hawk Down is a harrowing and authentic depiction of the Battle of Mogadishu in 1993. Ridley Scott's attention to military tactics and procedures adds to the movie's realism. However, some liberties were taken with the actual events for narrative coherence and dramatic effect, including composite characters and condensed timelines. Oliver Stone's Platoon draws on his Vietnam experiences, giving it authenticity. Charlie Sheen's character, Chris Taylor, is a disillusioned recruit. The film's well-developed characters offer insight into soldiers' backgrounds and motivations. Platoon portrays moral ambiguity and ethical challenges faced by soldiers, reflecting the war's impact on the American psyche. Hacksaw Ridge is praised for its authentic portrayal of Desmond Doss's character and faith, with Andrew Garfield embodying his beliefs. The film explores Doss's challenges as a conscientious objector and his heroic efforts in saving his comrades. However, some events have been exaggerated, such as the rescue of 75 soldiers in one night instead of several days. All Quiet on the Western Front is a haunting, deeply moving film based on Remarque's novel about World War I. It follows a young, idealistic teenager in the German army, whose naive ideas of war are shattered. The film's stark portrayal of trench warfare and soldiers' psychological toll is praised, not shying away from fear, trauma, and gruesome injuries. Come and See, directed by Elem Klimov, is a realistic Soviet war film that explores the horrors of World War II in occupied Belarus. Its attention to detail creates an immersive experience, accurately depicting the atrocities committed by German forces and highlighting the dark side of humanity during wartime. Letters from Iwo Jima, directed by Clint Eastwood, offers a haunting and intimate look at the Battle of Iwo Jima from the Japanese perspective. Based on the letters of General Tadamichi Kuribayashi, the film provides a nuanced and humanizing portrayal of the Japanese forces, while also addressing the darker aspects of the conflict. 1917 is an exceptional war movie with a unique one-take approach, immersive style, and heightened sense of real-time. Roger Deakins' cinematography captures the meticulously designed physical environment of the Western Front, accurately reproducing trenches and eerie no-man's land vistas. The film's historical authenticity is enhanced by precise attention to set design, costumes, and props. We Were Soldiers follows Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore and his troops from training in the U.S. to a grueling battle against North Vietnamese forces in Vietnam. The film's realism is enhanced by the involvement of real-life figures like Hal Moore and Joseph Galloway as consultants, as well as the filmmaker's attention to detail in recreating the period's setting, costumes, and weapons. Stalingrad accurately portrays the brutalities of urban warfare, showcasing a German platoon led by Lieutenant Hans von Witzland. It authentically depicts their initial confidence turning into despair as they are trapped in a devastated city with limited supplies and freezing weather. The film effectively portrays their camaraderie, fear, and fight for survival. The film starts with recruits enduring tough boot camp at Paris Island under Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. The second half follows Private Joker in the chaotic Tet Offensive in Vietnam. The portrayal of training is authentic thanks to Ermi's real-life experience as a drill instructor. His improvised performance captures the intensity and psychological manipulation used on recruits. Lone Survivor, starring Mark Wahlberg, authentically portrays the ill-fated Operation Red Wings in Afghanistan. The actors underwent rigorous military training, and Luttrell served as a consultant. The film showcases the physical and mental strength of the SEALs and highlights the strong bond formed among team members in life-threatening situations. Jarhead shows Marine sniper Swafford's, Jake Gyllenhaal, Gulf War experiences, focusing on the psychological impact of inactivity, heat, and fear of chemical attacks. The film accurately captures the monotony, anxiety, and anticipation before Operation Desert Storm, while highlighting the desert environment, military equipment, and living conditions often ignored in action-packed war movies. Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan, depicts the miraculous evacuation of over 300,000 troops from Dunkirk during World War II. The film intertwines personal survival stories with the historical narrative, capturing vulnerability on the beach and intense dogfights in the air. The portrayal of the civilian flotilla showcases bravery and solidarity. Glory sheds light on the overlooked 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, one of the first African-American units in the Civil War. With an impressive cast, the film pays tribute to their bravery. It accurately portrays the racial dynamics of the time, the soldiers' fight for equality, and the intense combat they faced, especially at Fort Wagner. A Bridge Too Far is a cinematic retelling of Operation Market Garden, a daring Allied attempt to hasten the end of the war by capturing several bridges in the Netherlands, creating a pathway into Germany. It was a complex operation combining airborne forces and ground troops, but it ultimately failed, resulting in heavy casualties. Tora is praised for its historical accuracy, depicting the Japanese military's mindset and the American side's confusion, miscommunications, and intelligence failures. It exposes the mistakes that left Pearl Harbor vulnerable. Hamburger Hill, directed by John Irvin, depicts the intense battle for Hill 937 in the Vietnam War. It highlights a squad from the 101st Airborne Division fighting enemies, terrain, and weather, emphasizing the unrelenting combat and challenging conditions. The film delves into soldiers' personal lives and relationships, providing insight into their perspectives and emotions. Enemy at the Gates is a war film set in Stalingrad, focusing on Soviet sniper Vasily Zaitsev, played by Jude Law, and his alleged rivalry with German sniper Major Erwin Koenig, portrayed by Ed Harris. While the movie effectively portrays the war-torn atmosphere and resilience of Stalingrad, it deviates from historical accuracy, particularly regarding the existence of Koenig. The Kill Team is a war drama that explores the dark side of military conduct in the Afghan War. It follows a young soldier who witnesses and struggles with his platoon's horrifying actions, including the real-life Maywin district murders in 2010. The film fearlessly depicts the soldier's brutal acts, while emphasizing the protagonist's internal conflict and fear of repercussions. Saving Private Ryan is praised for its realistic portrayal of war, particularly in its intense opening scene of the Omaha Beach landing on D-Day. Spielberg's meticulous attention to detail creates a raw and documentary-like atmosphere, earning accolades from veterans for its accuracy. However, the storyline is a fictional creation inspired by the Nyland brothers.